It'd be dope if y'all just left me here all night. And just kept the cameras on.
Becoming paralyzed is many people's worst nightmare, but to me, it's my reality. I'm Cruz, and today, I'm bringing you into my world. Let's hope you can get some perspective, and let's have a chat. Welcome to this week's episode of Paralyze This. My name is Cruz. I am your wheelchair-bound quadriplegic host, and today's guest is Eric Biddines, a local Palm Beach County hip-hop artist.
Remember when I used to have a stripper? Since a puppy golden little brown. For worse
and welcome to the show, man. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you coming on and joining this journey with me.
Oh, of course. I couldn't pick no other way to spend this evening.
So the point of this show, speaking to Eric and you viewers out there, is to change people's perspective. As you can see, Eric is completely strapped into one of my old wheelchairs at his chest, his arms, his knees, and his shins. So he is unable to move probably about 80 to 90% of his body right now. And this is just to give a little bit of perspective and a very small taste into the life of somebody like myself who deals with a physical disability on a daily basis. So right off the bat, how are you feeling being strapped in? You've only been strapped in for a couple of minutes. What are you feeling? What are you thinking?
I feel like I can handle it,
yeah.
But I know I'm overestimating myself.
Okay.
So I imagine like in a good 15 minutes I'll start feeling it. And it's like, it cuts off a little, like your circulation. It feels like I'm not really like moving, like I don't got no motion internally.
Right.
Yeah.
Less blood flow.
Yeah, that's how you are?
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that is an issue at first, is like circulation. So like trying to get your heart to pump the blood from your feet all the way back up, to my brain, my heart. So yeah, that's an issue that I've managed now since I'm a decade into this injury. But a lot of new injuries are like, there's a lot of precautionary ways to make sure you don't get a blood clot in your leg because you're not getting the correct circulation, so on and so forth.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man.
And I underestimated blood flow.
Give me a little background on you.
I was raised a Jehovah's Witness up until I was probably like maybe 9, 10. I was old enough to like kind of not want to go.
Right.
And grew up in a house with my mom, 2 sisters, I'm in the middle, and an older brother. So it was cool. I got to observe a lot.
Yeah.
I was quiet and, kept to myself. And fast forward, music gave me the opportunity to be more outspoken because I was a pretty shy kid. Right. I think I had a little bit of autism when I think about it as an adult and going back to how I used to act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Why exactly do you think that?
Because of how shy I was, my speech, I didn't like eye contact. Eye contact still sometimes throw me off a little bit. Like if I don't know you like that, I feel like we shouldn't even be engaging in like direct eye contact. So
right.
it can make me uncomfortable. And just looking at my youngest son, like he have like a very mild level of it's not autism, it's something else. And me and him are really alike. So a lot of the things now, the education system like catch stuff like that pretty early. So I see some of the things and the assistance we was able to get him at like round 4 I didn't even have. And I just going through that process, I seen that the way he was at 4 years old, that's how I was. But I didn't have the help, so he in a much better condition than I am. But I was considered a normal kid.
Right.
So me not focusing in school and like not having that attention, I probably should have had a lot more help and assistance than I did had we known
right, that there was
something, that I just had like attention and learning, I guess, holdbacks.
Right.
Yeah. It allowed me to live in my brain for a lot. So I lived in my brain for a lot. In some ways, I wasn't mobilized how you are, but me just being in my own little space allowed me a lot of thoughts to experiment mentally, think, appreciate, analyze. And I'm sure you do a lot of that. You're probably really good at reading people too.
Yeah, I like to think I am. Yeah. That's pretty crazy that you've noticed that about yourself. You know, thinking that you might have had a mild case of autism or something similar when you were younger. You said you grew up in a Jehovah's Witness type of household.
Yeah.
So, can you break down what exactly Jehovah's Witness is?
Jehovah's Witness it's a religion. It's a branch of Christianity.
Right.
But they're kind of like the outcasts of Christians, because the other religions, they don't really respect the Jehovah's Witnesses ways. And I didn't even realize till I got older how much tension there was in how they interpret the Bible and the teachings and how you're supposed to go about learnings. And I ended up doing like my own research in it, and a lot of it was birthed out of beef.
Yeah.
Like the Watchtower, they just felt like normal Christians wasn't, carrying out God and Jesus' message properly. So it kind of separated them, and I don't know how, but I was just sucked into it because my parents, grandparents, and their grandparents, they was all in it, and we had to go to field service. We had to, go to Bible study, all that stuff, like 3 days. It was intense. Couldn't celebrate no birthdays.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it. I definitely didn't like it. It was hard, especially being a black kid in the South, raised as a Jehovah's Witness, where you're not really participating with America at all.
Right.
You can't pledge allegiance or anything, so you feel really isolated. And I definitely felt the isolation. So on top of not really having your dad around, being poor, being a Jehovah's Witness, being black in Ocala at the time, which is like Central Florida, and it's they had a lot of races, and they had like some KKK headquarters and things over there. Like it's they still have some active members. So that was just an obstacle I had to overcome. It was second nature because you grew up around it, so you just kind of knew what yards not to walk in or cut through, in that sense.
And this is also like almost 30 years ago, so
yeah, this is long ago. It was no cell phones, anything. Like a lot of stuff wasn't documented in the news, so it was real. It was like personal. You basically really had to, be aware of what's going on. So it was just difficult, and being raised in a strict Jehovah's Witness household didn't help on that side, as far as like feeling a part of, this planet, this country.
Yeah, that kind of like divided and separated you even more, right?
Yeah, it was an additional, because say if it was somebody who didn't have not one racist bone in their body, then your religion separated y'all.
Right.
So it was an additional layer that I could have done without, but who knows what it would have changed, really.
Right, I'm sure that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously has made you who you are today, having that experience, right?
Yeah, because I shout out to me, because I like me a lot and how I am now. So yeah, I can't really say anything too bad about it.
Are your parents still in the picture? You still talk to your mom?
Oh yeah, my mom, that's like one of my best friends, one of my biggest supporters. My My dad passed away like 2 years ago from cancer. So, but he wasn't really around too much. I want to say like his last 2 years, like we kept in a more contact.
Yeah.
Around then. But
well, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah. Oh no, thank you. I appreciate it.
Is your mom still heavy into Jehovah's Witness?
Oh no.
No?
I don't think nobody in my family is. I don't know. They unsubscribed to the newsletter or something. Like my grandma be wishing people happy birthday and stuff, and she was the one like she wouldn't even come to your house if it was a Christmas tree around. Like I just think a lot, especially with my family in general, just went through with personal things. Like it got to a point where nobody ain't even care about, the structure. They are still strong believers. Their faith is there, but I don't see too many of them like following the narrative that they were taught to walk. So now everybody kind of like doing their own thing. They want to celebrate Christmas, they'll do it. If they don't feel like spending the money, then they Jehovah's Witness that way.
Yeah, man, it's all a learning, just like everything else in life, man. It's a learning experience. You figure out how you want whatever to be involved in your life and in that situation at that moment.
Yeah.
So are you religious today?
No, I'm nothing really.
No.
Like, yeah, I don't participate in much. I don't got no favorite sports team.
No.
I barely got a favorite color.
What is it?
Yeah, I would say purple.
Okay.
I like using purple. Far as crayons go, if you put a crayon box in front of me, like I'm gonna vibe with purple. I just like the way the crayon like just rubs off on the paper. It's just cool.
You wore a purple blazer in your first walking music video, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you pay attention. That was a really ugly outfit too.
Yeah, it was. So all right, on that note, talking about kind of your earlier work and that music video, how do you see yourself? Like, how have you evolved since then?
I got better at for one, I'm more patient. I got better at like delivery. I focus more on, because I've been recording myself like the last 8-9 years.
Yeah.
So I've learned how to even stand in front of the mic, the distance, different tones, how personal I want to be. Like certain things I was able to do over time just by doing it myself out of, saving. I just wanted to be like more productive in that sense and spend money wisely. And and approaching songs differently, because you never really making a brand new topic that was never heard of.
Right. So
knowing that, I chose to try to approach topics differently. So I might make a song about coffee. I might make a song about just walking. I might make something that might not even make sense. It's so it's told so poetic, like purple goldfishes.
Right.
And then I might pay homage to old schools and give praise to trunks and speakers, like a song like Whole Trunk. I speak on relationships, love. I don't really dabble too much into politics and stuff like that. I just I talk what I know. So if you hear a song from me and I'm speaking on it, I know on it. So,
right. You don't speak on politics very much.
Yeah, for one, I don't know much of it. When you speak on things like that are that sensitive,
right.
When it's religion, politics, racism, I don't know, anything.
Right, all the sensitive
crime,
stuff,
yeah. Like you really have to know it. And I respect the people that really know their stuff.
Right.
And I'm not one of those. To whoever it matters to, unfortunately, I don't care as much.
Right.
Because I know my purpose. I got my own goal and what I'm trying to do, and everybody can't try to fight the same fights.
Right.
Like all of us got different purposes.
Ignorance is bliss, man.
Yeah.
It's 100% is.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of what you're saying, like all this outside noise, you can choose to focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
And most of it is negative, you know, most of the time, whether it's the news or religion or politics, it's always like somebody's trying to knock somebody else down. So you can choose to focus on that, or you can, you know, stay in your own lane. Like you said, you know what your ambition is, what your goal you're trying to reach. So if you focus on that, don't even worry about all this other crap. Your life's gonna be a little more positive and on a better road. We barely even moved at all yet. We've been sitting here for like 30 minutes.
Like looking at you, how cool you handle your condition. Like I would want to be that way. So that's how I'm trying to be now.
You understand?
I want to adjust my nuts. That was hard. Like I was like, damn, how do I adjust my nuts? Like that was new.
Are you familiar with Jay Shetty? No? He's a fairly new, I think just in the past couple of years, he's like an upcoming motivational style speaker. He said, we live within a perception of a perception. So like I base how I act off of what I think you want me to act like. You know what I'm saying? Like a perception in a perception. So I'm thinking I'm in your head thinking what you think of me.
Oh wow.
You know
I didn't even think of it like that. The double perception.
Right, perception in a perception. Which is bad, and like social media and where we are today fuels the hell out of that. But
it's pointless when it's not a productive way to think.
Right.
Because now you got to think about how much you actually holding back.
Right.
Just naturally, because you're speeding past your thoughts. Like you might be saying something, you already got to go beyond it. That's why I shaved my beard. I shaved my beard because like the beard's sort of sexy thing right now. Everybody was doing it because it's like cool, women like it, so whatever the case may be, but I just didn't want to participate in nothing. I felt like everybody started looking the same with how they was even growing their beards and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't care who like it. The more people that actually like it, the higher my chance of like not doing it.
Right.
So say a bunch of girls say, "Oh, I like you with your beard," that'll make me shave it. Like I'm so weird. Yeah, it's probably aggravating to some people.
Yeah. That I watched this video a couple times on that one because it really stuck with me, and I was like, once you hear it, it's so obvious. It's like, wow, we really do that. Like, I care so much about what this other person thinks about me that I'm making up what they're thinking in their head, and that's like shaping the way I act.
I think that's a downfall in relationships too.
Yeah. I
was trying to go a year without sex.
Oh, yeah?
It's like my first time even like talking about it out in open other than Twitter. I be on Twitter wilding. Hey, if y'all is any crazy people following this, follow my Twitter if you want to see some of my craziest thoughts.
Drop your tag, man? What's your tag?
At Eric Biddines, EricBiddines. I'm at Eric Biddines everywhere.
Everywhere. Call them out. Where can they go?
Hey, I see why people in wheelchairs move their upper part so much, because like that's the only way you can express. I'm like, I could see if it was a ghetto girl just rolling her neck, her bedding. Like I could see her going in. Like they probably could give her a neck brace or something. I want to try, and I say try because I failed my 1 year no sex, but it was basically like perception, because once you cross a certain line with people intimately in any type of way, then they're entitled to something. We just automatically feel entitled to something. Right. You feel like that person owe you more information. Whether your arrangement was agreed or not, you had no agreements. It's like once you cross certain lines with people in relationships, we have this entitlement to each other, and now you got to think what they think, and you kind of change the vibe. That's why I really just be homies with females. I got a lot of female friends. we never cross lines, and it's like the best relationships.
Yeah.
Then you got your non-platonic relationships. Oh my goodness, that stuff be stressful. And you look at it because the people still cool, and when you break down the differences, it basically go down to sex. So I was like, if I just like stay away from that, my friendships will be healthier.
Right.
My motives will be healthier, because you're not speaking. A lot of times, men, we
driven by the sex. Man.
Yeah, and every decision we making is based off of we'll make sure we don't say something to not get us the draws.
Right.
They'll be like, all right, I'm thinking about what she might want me to say, just in case.
It's that perception and the perception.
Yeah, the perception and the perception. So, like somebody in your condition, like to be confident.
Right.
And have that confidence. That's cool.
Twix. It's time for a Twix, man.
Let's go.
Let's go. You know, some water too? You look thirsty, man.
Yeah, man, I'm thirsty, and I'm always thirsty. That's why I be up late night liking pictures on Instagram.
Thirsty. Them non-platonic relationships. You just gotta give it a little head nod when you're good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm glad you gave me that head nod. He would have drowned me. He would have been like, squeeze the bottle.
More? You want more?
Nah, that was good. That thirsted me up right quick.
There you go. Twix, yeah, you gotta hit it with the Twix, man. You want bite?
Yeah, you gotta hit me with the Twix.
So this is just, again, a small taste of Twix.
He would drop the Twix.
Yeah, there's a right and left side.
Yeah, that's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just a small taste of, like somebody with a physical disability like me. Like Kyle feeds me at least once or twice a day. Gives me water, fills up my water. We go to a restaurant, he's picking up the glass. I gotta sip out the straw to get my drink. He's feeding me. We're dropping food on my lap and my chest and stuff. It's just like, it's just part of the life.
Well, y'all can't get in no argument.
Right? If I piss Kyle off, I'm screwed.
Kyle be like, you eat your own burger.
Yeah, exactly. I've had a couple people say that over the years, but luckily Kyle and I haven't got to that yet.
He's patient.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, how are you feeling right now? You've been strapped down for probably close to an hour now.
I think I feel patient.
Yeah.
Like I'm more focused with my words, because I don't really have much of my body to kind of speak for me.
Right.
So I don't know why, but psychologically I'm paying attention more to what's coming out of my mouth. Okay. I feel like that's the only thing that I got. Right. I can't adjust my nuts, my toes. Like I'm thankful nothing itching.
Right. Yeah.
So
I'm surprised that nothing has.
Yeah, man. I must have took a good bath.
Do you think that you're trying extra hard to be patient because you're in this situation right now?
Yeah. I think I'm kind of looking at it as if like this was legit my situation. It was nothing I could do about it. Right. So it's like it ain't nothing you can do about it. And that's how I react to a lot of things. If it's literally nothing I could do about it, I just
don't stress about it.
I'm more calm than I should be. And people are like, how can you be so calm? I'm like, it's literally nothing we can do.
Right.
It's raining.
You can stress about it. You can get pissed off. You can dwell on it.
Traffic. I react good in traffic. Yeah. Traffic. Even if I got somewhere to be, it's like nothing we can do about it. So.
Right. No need to get angry.
Yeah.
Change your mental state into a bad one.
Yeah. I'm pretty healthy mentally.
Yeah.
I know like that's the hot topic right now, and it is important. I ain't gonna act like it's not, but I have a pretty stable mind.
That's good.
So yeah, I'm learning to appreciate that more as I see a lot of people around me struggle and that try to get their things together for their mental state. It make me appreciate my reaction to life, stress, and problems. So yeah, I appreciate that about myself, because I didn't realize how like headstrong I was. Yeah.
So do you think being in this situation, do you think this would be good for somebody who has a bad perspective on life, for them to come and sit down for an hour and get strapped in the chair? Do you think that would be beneficial and actually change their perception at all, or do you think it's kind of like,
No, it definitely will. Especially, I would say they would have to want to change.
Right.
But if they don't want to, it won't help. But if it's somebody like really struggling with something, this is like, it should be a form of conditioning.
Right.
As like a exercise. Like if you can even stay in here 30 minutes and be mentally okay and patient, then like the traffic shouldn't be a problem. Your boss shouldn't be a problem. Like a lot of the things that aren't gonna make a difference, because I do see a lot of what frustrates people. And in my head, because I have a healthy head on my shoulders, I'm like, that's literally not gonna change nothing. Tomorrow you will be fine.
Right.
Like in a lot of cases, that's how easy it is. Then you look at somebody like yourself and how patient you are, you doing it. Like how could somebody like myself, who I get to actually get up and walk after this, like I can't take this for an hour when you're standing here interviewing me and you can't even switch that off. Like right. You just have to continue for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Forever.
It'll be forever.
It'll be forever.
Yeah,
I don't think it will, because you got too much fighting. Yeah. You could just see it in some people.
Well, I appreciate that. I can see that, man. That's the goal, man. But yeah, you kind of took the words right out of my mouth. It's like, all this stuff that doesn't even matter, it's not gonna matter tomorrow. Don't stress on it, don't dwell on it. So I think I'm like 10 times the man that I was before the accident. Obviously not physically, but mentally, I'm like a different person, next level. Like I've realized so many different things, and my perspective, just like sitting here, I observe my friends, I observe everybody, the news, just like everything going on around me, I understand it, and I have a totally different view on it than I had before, which I think has helped me and will help me, where I'm going on my journey, and kind of lead me to success and helping people and spreading positivity. But I'm glad you came and shared this experience with me. I hope it's made you think at least a little bit differently about your life, or people with disabilities, or the next time you got an issue, it's gonna be gone tomorrow, just like you said, man. So,
hey, I appreciate that, man.
Well, I appreciate you coming on.
I would dap you up, but
hey, after behind the scenes dap.
Hey, that's what it is. That's the blow dap.
All right, man. Well, again, I appreciate you coming on the show. Everybody, go follow Eric Biddines on all platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. All the links will be in the description below, so go check them out and stay positive. Like, don't let your little issues bring you down. And tune in to the next episode of Paralyze This next week.